Welcome to the Just Jim Radio Show. Glad to be here. I'm Jim. It would be good for Jim to be here if this is going to be the Just Jim Radio Show. And we're here, as we always are, to bring inspiration and information, ideas, opportunities, openings for you to be able to experience yourself a little bit differently, to discover ways by which you can find a better way to live or a more fulfilling way to live. We're here today to talk about a little twist on a word, and yet related to a holiday we're all very familiar with. The title of today's show is Giving Presents for Christmas. And no, not with a TS at the end, but a CE at the end. Giving presents for Christmas. Christmas means different things to different people. It certainly is the celebration of the birth of Jesus. And as we can see so obviously in our lives and in the world, it has been commercialized to such a degree. We see the decorations in the stores and so much showing up so much earlier. It seems like Halloween hasn't even come and gone, and Christmas is showing up, or immediately after Halloween before Thanksgiving does. And it just got multiple holidays in the store all at the same time. There's the lists, those never-ending lists that you have to make, that people are making. There's the ones that each of us make for each other and for ourselves for Christmas. There is, of course, the one that Santa Claus makes. And have you been naughty or have you been nice? There's the decoration we were just talking about. Anything that a light or a garland can be wrapped around seems to get it during this time of year. I'm not taking away from the commercialism. There's a great deal of activity and dynamic that goes on within the holiday of Christmas, and certainly those that are sacred and divine. But it's commercialized to such a degree that we get so caught up in it and all the things that we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to do it. And the presents, oh, that's with the TS on the end of it. What's everybody going to give? What's everybody going to get? God, the stress and the pressure of getting it right and finding out what people want and finding it. And then there's always those presents there's only so many of, and you can never get the one that somebody's really looking for. But let's not get diverted. We will go out and we will look for and or buy Christmas presents for each other. It's what we do. For those of us who put up Christmas trees, for those of us who may not celebrate Christmas specifically, we'll gather gifts for one another, wrap them up in boxes, wrapping and bows, make them look pretty. When you stop to think why we're all doing this, why are we trying to find the right gift? We're hoping we're going to get the one we want. I don't want to take away from how much fun it is to give and get presents. It is. There's a lot to it. It's a wonderful time of year where people give and give and give. You've got the bells ringing, asking for donations. You've got organizations that are reaching out to people who have nothing to try to give them something. There's all kinds of wonderful and amazing things going on this time of year. I'm just wanting to bring our attention to something a little bit different, because these things that we get and give are great to have. And really, the end result is not about the present itself. It's about what each of us are experiencing when we get it, when we open it. Have you made your list yet? Do you have a feeling for what you'd like to have? Oh, I know you know what it looks like. I know you know maybe what it costs. And yet, what you're really looking at when it comes down to these presents is, what are you going to be able to experience as a result of it? Whether it's something that's wonderful to eat and is gone quickly, or something that you get to keep and play with, or something that you get to use every day to make your life easier. There's an experience of the gift. Even as adults, we look at the present wrapped in the wrapping with the bow on top of it, and we wonder what's in it. Maybe we shake it, maybe we don't. Some very carefully take the tape off of each place and location and even attempt to preserve the wrapping. I'm not sure what for, but not in our house. Ours is a rip and tear kind of a house. And so there's this opening things up. I have to share, my children are older now, 29, 31. They're not children anymore. And yet our Christmas is very similar to what it used to be when they were younger. Big Christmas tree in the corner, and you couldn't get more presents around it or into the room. And when they come over, the piles of gifts are separated by person, and so they all sit down next to them, and we each open one at a time and pass them across to one another and watch each other open them and see the looks on our faces. You see, it isn't just the gift, although there are certain things that some of the kids want, and I suppose once in a while there's something I really want too. It's the looks on their faces. It's the feeling that's happening. It's that excitement and joy of giving and receiving, and that stirs that energy. They say it's the thought that counts. And the thought's important. That's what guides you to get whatever you get for someone and give it to them. But I think it's a lot more than that. Sure, we're going to go out and buy the presents and give them. There's a song that says, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. And this is true. Love is an absolute wonderful thing. I think what the world needs now is more of us. Each and every one of us. Being there. With and for each other. Oh, in addition to giving presents, be present. Show up. Pay attention. Listen. As you do that, you have this opportunity to really truly care, to bring your compassion and your understanding and your acceptance to each situation that you're in, each interaction that you have, either relationships you do have that you're forming. You can bring what's more important to life. And it doesn't have to be wrapped in a box or wrapping or a bow. It can be you being you, no matter what you're doing or what's going on. Certainly with the people that you know and love, they hold a place in your heart and your life that's important. They look to you and the connection you have with them to bring to them what they really would like to have from you. And yet, can this be put on a list? Does what their heart call for show up on Amazon or some other shopping organization? The truth of the matter is that what we're really looking to experience, to share, to have with one another is far more than any present we can buy or give, but the presence that we're able to have with each other allows us to remember what's important in life. You certainly would want to offer that to those that you love and care about. There's probably enough of them for you to occupy your time making sure you're showing up and being with them more clearly. Another beautiful place for you to be able to share your presence, that's with a CE, is with people you don't know. On some level, it's even easier you're finding your way through a store, or you're walking down the street. We don't do a lot of walking down the street nowadays, do we? We're usually in our cars and out of our cars, and that's just about it. But anyway, you know what I mean, passing people in the mall, things that you're doing. And instead of your eyes on your phone or focused on something else that's got you distracted, you look up and you catch the eyes of another individual, and you're there for a millisecond as you're passing them with a smile or just a kind face, a gesture towards them. We can be more present in our lives if we choose to. We can make our lives better than we already have them by showing up in them differently. We can make the world a better place. You know, during Christmas, no matter what your focus is, no matter during this, let's call it the holidays, because I want to honor all focuses, all philosophies, or no philosophy. During the holidays, there is a spirit of the season. There is an excitement in the air. There is a desire to give and receive. We get the chance to share that spirit of the season by being there more fully, by being in touch with our presence. And what does that mean, our presence? It's the essence of who we are in the present. Presence. Essence in the present moment. It's something that can be offered with something as simple as letting somebody know how you feel rather than what you gave them. Or in addition to, maybe it's a smiley face on the outside of the present, unexpected, or a post-it with a heart on it, dropped in the right place at the right time. And we're not here to just talk about the holidays or Christmas, although that's where we are and what's going on. Being present with each other, remembering the connection that we already have and that we already are, not just the people we know, but heart to heart and soul to soul, can begin to create a connection between and among us in our lives and in the world that remind people of our oneness and unity with each other. So we can not only give presents at the holiday time or Christmas time, we can give it all year round. In fact, would make for a wonderful New Year's resolution to consider giving presents in your life more fully. Who that you know lives in a way that's more solitudinal or to themselves? Who do you know in your family or friends you haven't spoken to recently? When's the last time you found out how somebody really felt about something instead of what they really want? And instead of making up for what you could be with them by getting them a present, saying hi, showing up unexpectedly, listening to how they really feel and offering something that has true meaning, this presence of our being with someone. And it is beyond just this idea of the holidays and presents. It's beyond what we can give and receive. Presence is a way of living in the world, a way of being. It's coming from this inner knowing of our spirit, of our heart's desire, of the longing of our soul. It's divine in nature. To each, that's going to mean something different, and that's perfect. It isn't as important what you call it as choosing to be it. And as you choose to be it and be present with yourself, you experience yourself differently, more fully, more open. When you experience it, express it, and share it with others, it begins to become multiplied. begins to grow.